man who's been documenting all of this. The woman, by the way, yeah, I'll post not net for the video. There's video of this, so you get to see. I mean, this is just shameful. I don't, I have, I don't know how this could possibly come to pass in this country, where we're going to have these kinds of arguments, fights, and debates over the First Amendment. You have the, no, I guess safe space means whatever somebody else wants it to mean. Safe space means, you don't get to actually exercise your constitutional and God-given rights. It's not what safe space is. Safe space means that you can only do what the left says that you can do. Not what you can't do. And video. Undercover video shows horrific reality of China's gay shock therapy, where young men are pumped with electricity to try and cure them of their homosexuality. Now, where are all the international activists and gay rights advocates on this one? Gay rights shock therapy uncovered in Chinese hospitals 15 years since homosexuality was considered a mental illness in China. Electric shock therapy and nausea-inducing drugs cost $800 per session. Hospitals in certain cities are exposed by undercover patients who are going in pretending to be gay and getting this shock therapy, I guess. Barbaric treatment is secretly filmed, but activists face prison. Now, China's gay shock therapy has been going on for some time now. And actually, they used to do that here in the United States to try to cure a person's homosexuality. Now, there is, now to be fair, there are there's a whole group of made up of former homosexuals. I forget what the name of it is, but and they claim that they're on the straight, double entendre intended, straight and narrow now. These guys are getting married to women, having children, and being men. Men not attracted. What was that one? He was down south. He was a YouTube sensation for a little while. When he was exclaiming, "The Holy Ghost! I don't like men's no more. I like women's." Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I can't remember that. And from what I understand, from what we've heard, trying to follow that story for a little while, is that he was dating a woman, and he was evidently not going to homosexual places anymore that he used to go to, and he wasn't doing that anymore. So I don't know if it's if he was being looking over his shoulder to make sure that he didn't regress, or if he actually was supposedly cured from this, or it's my belief that a lot of people, this kind of stuff. I'm not even going to get into it, but I'm not one that advocates doing this to people. Electroshock therapy. Yeah, but I'm beside myself as to wonder why the left hasn't erupted over. Well, the left hasn't erupted over this is because what? It's China. Communist. They like communism. They can't show that communism. They can't show that communism is bad in any way, because the left likes communism, likes socialism. Well, they like fascism. So this whole notion that people, these people can be cured of something is a notion that has been going around for centuries, for decades, if not centuries, and it's now hitting China, but nobody is speaking up from the left. Here's a story from CBSLocal.com, DFW. Now, folks, this puts to bed once and for all. This puts the whole notion from the left that there is no voter fraud. This puts it to bed because there is, and this is huge. This is tremendously huge. A non-U.S. citizen is indicted for voter fraud in North Texas. I kid you. I'm not talking about, was it North Texas, Denmark or Holland or Sweden or someplace like that. No, I'm talking about North Texas, USA. Fort Worth, the Office of Tarrant County Criminal Justice Criminal District Attorney Sharon Wilson is working with the Office of Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton to prosecute a case of repeated voter fraud against the state. Repeated voter fraud in Texas. Now, Rosa Maria Ortega of Grand Prairie has been indicted by a Tarrant County grand jury for voting illegally in regional elections. The indictment details that Ortega, who is not a citizen and therefore not legally eligible to vote, fraudulently registered to vote in Dallas County by claiming to be a U.S. citizen. Ortega later twice attempted to register to vote in Tarrant County. However, her applications were rejected by the Tarrant County Elections Office. Dallas County records show that Ortega has voted in multiple elections in that county, starting in 2004 and most recently in the 2014 Republican primary runoff. Now, this is a big deal, said CDA Wilson. People insist this kind of thing doesn't happen, but it's happening right here at home. The principle of one citizen, one vote is one of our most fundamental rights as U.S. citizens and must be protected. The crime of illegal voting is a second-degree felony punishable by 2 to 20 years in prison. I say give her the max, 20 years, and then when she gets out, boot her little butt back across the border, say don't come back or next time we'll shoot you. I'm serious, the heart attack. First we find out that illegals are committing crimes of all kinds, including murdering American citizens. But now we're finding out that, hey, the illegals, they just might be voting too. No, I don't think so. They should not be allowed to vote. And, what are we told over and over again? No, Ron, not happening. Nobody, there is no voter. Nobody's really going to notice, and you're not going to change an election. Obviously, yes, elections have been altered by illegal votes. And this woman is now facing some serious jail time for just perpetrating a fraud. Really, that's exactly what she did. She tried to perpetrate she tried to do it in a couple of, she got away with it in a few counties. Why did she want to vote? So was she voting for, all the government giveaways? To keep getting those? This whole notion that illegals, Also, Obama. Speaking of Obama. Illegals. Judge uses Obama's own words to halt deportation amnesty. I'm probably heard about this earlier today. The president is upset. He's beside himself. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't fully understand why people just don't like the amnesty play. He doesn't know why. Can't figure out why. But a federal appeals court judge said President Obama's own words claiming powers to change the law were part of the reason it struck down his deportation amnesty in a ruling late Monday that it reaffirmed the president must carry out laws and doesn't have blanket powers to waive them. All along, the president doesn't get to do what he damn well pleases. He has to follow the law. The law is that he doesn't get to do this by this. This is something that is the purview of only the Congress can determine legal status. Only Congress can change that, not the president. The president doesn't get to do jack about that. But the 2-1 ruling by the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals punctures Mr. Obama's immigration plans and is the latest in a series of major court rulings putting limits on the president's claims of expansive executive powers to enact his agenda without having to get congressional buy-in. Now, of course, you got to get, he can't just write his own law. Not within the purview of the. But, it is, it is what it is. What it is. And, we have liberals out there who are voting multiple times. We have, I'm surprised that we got a judge that actually agrees with the Constitution and says that the president what he was trying to do. Can't do it out and out do it. By the way, Putin is deploying an anti-missile defense shield. He's deploying weapons that he says will be able to penetrate the missile defense. So all he has to do is basically knock out the missile defense, and then he can send in missiles. So he's deploying weapons against the anti-missile defense shield, so he can take out the penetrate and take out the shield. That's what Putin. But our president, what's he doing? Oh, he's cutting our military. He's cutting it to the bone, folks. We'll be back here again tomorrow, hopefully without technical issues. Until then, I'm Rod Eccles. This has been the Rod Eccles Show. I'm out.